Finish downloading data files. Please tap close button.
So as you all saw, the first tool that I use for these sales is my sourcing app. I use FBA Scan. I have the professional account. I pay $40 a month. So that means that I not only get unlimited live scans, but I also download the database. The database is stored on my phone so that I don't have to use Wi-Fi or any sort of internet connection, and I still get all the data that I need. Also, just a pointer, I do always scan on database mode, specifically NF. NF is the mode that goes for database first, and if it doesn't find it in FBA Scan's database, then it will do a live scan to see if it can find it in Amazon's. That's going to save you a lot of time. You're going to scan more books per minute, and books per minute is something that I pay very close attention to. One of the benefits of using FBA Scan is that you can set up these audio triggers that really help speed you up when it comes to scanning books. I like to wear these really big, prominent headphones so that not only do I get my audio triggers, but they're also really visible and people tend to leave you alone. This particular one is really awesome because it has an extra long cord, which is awesome for not getting caught up and snagged, and it helps you move around a little easier. Also, don't be surprised that no matter how visible your headphones or your earbuds are, there are going to be certain people that no matter what, they still have to stop you and find out what you're doing. You're also going to need a Bluetooth scanner, or 2, or on those really long days, 3. You're also going to need some boxes or some plastic tubs to carry away your haul. Today I'm going to use some boxes, and I got a couple more tubs I'm going to put in the car. But along with these comes this little guy right here. This is my Costco. It is a convertible utility cart, and it's perfect. I put those 2 boxes in there sideways, and I can just wheel my stuff in and out. Really easy. You can basically open it one-handed. Look at that. All I do is lift it up and it's open. Now this little thing can actually hold up to 300 pounds. I bought it at Lowe's for about $55. Super convenient. I will say this, I only take this one inside of the venues where I know the sale really well. If you're going someplace and you've never been there before, I would bring it with me and keep it in the car, but I would not bring it inside until I knew for a fact that the aisles, the walkways, were wide enough. This could get pretty annoying if you're not given much room to move. So just bear that in mind. For those cases, you could actually just bring a plastic tub or 2 to keep your books, and then when it's time to leave, you cash out. Then you just go to your car to get this and bring it in just to wheel stuff back to your car if you need to. Yeah, this thing is absolutely priceless for the operation. And of course, I can't forget, last but not least, I need some one-on-one time with Eeyore. Breakfast of Champions right there. Bye, girls. Love you too. Be good, okay? It's never easy saying goodbye to those girls. I love them, but this is why we do what we do. When I started in this business, I started with items that were free from my home, but I also went to a library book sale and I brought home 4 bags of books for $20. And that's kind of my beginning. And what I discovered from that was that early on, I really did not enjoy it. I actually stayed away from library sales as much as I could in the beginning. That was a mistake. I will tell you that if you're in this business, even casually, but you're not taking advantage of your local library book sales, you are missing out on a great chunk of inventory. What I will tell you is that I was value driven in the beginning, and I always went to the bag sale at the end. Here's how library sales work. Some library sales will only happen over the course of a single day. But then there's other sales that begin on one day and have a preview night for their friends of the library, and typically they'll go through the weekend. And for a great deal of them, on the last day, you'll be able to get a special price for books by the bag. These are my favorites for a couple of reasons. First of all, the preview night. You have to be a friend of the library, you pay a membership fee, and you basically have access to the books before anybody else does. That's something that I never used to do because you're paying $1 or $2 per book a lot of the times. But with the recent changes to the fee structure, one of the big things that's going to be necessary is finding better inventory. I don't think that it is possible to be active in your local library sales and not go on the preview night. I think that is absolutely necessary. Even if you have to pay $3 per book, you're gonna be able to cherry pick and find all the great stuff. Very important when you go to those preview nights, make sure you're early, get in line. You have to be there at the beginning. If you have any sort of competition at all, a lot of the good stuff, the cream of the crop books, they're going to be gone in the first 30 to 45 minutes. You're still going to have a lot of good books at those sales, but the best stuff, it's gone. So if you're going to go to the preview night, which you absolutely should, you have to be early. You have to be there at the beginning. Don't show up late, or you're going to find a lot of $10 or $12 books. The $50 and up books, they're all going to be gone. Also, because of the fee changes, it's also going to be necessary to find books that are going to be more cost effective. The less that a book costs, the more profit you're going to make on it. Now, this is why I believe the bag sales are still really viable. As you know, I'm not afraid to work my margins a little closer, especially when the sales ranks are really good and I know I'm going to sell it right away. So I would plan on still going to the bag sale and filling up on a whole bunch of like $8, $9, $10 paperbacks. Go into those Amazon fee calculators. The fee calculator is updated. Go in there and see what kind of profit you get when you're in a book 20, 30 cents. You will see that the very light, small, I believe the dimension is under 8 inches, the light and small books are still quite profitable at $8 or $9. Now, that's a matter of business model. You may decide that you don't want to do that, and if that's the case, that's fine. But I'm still going to. I'm still going to look at that really closely, and I'll gladly turn 30 cents into $1.80, $2 when the sales ranks are right. Now, here's some strategy for these kinds of sales. The sales where the preview night is, the books are expensive, where it's $2 or $3 a book. Keep in mind the mentality of the bookseller. Some of your competition is not going to spend up that much. Your smart competition is, but typically the more expensive the books are during the primary stage of that sale, the more books are going to be left over and make your book sale, your bag sale, really, really good. So the more expensive your books are during the sale, the better the bag sale tends to be. At the same time, if you're going to book sales and they're charging 50 cents to $1 to $2, your competition's going to be there on all the days of that book sale because the cost of entry is right. Now, typically what that means is that those bag sales at the end tend to produce a little less because most of the books are gone. People already bought them.
That doesn't mean that you're not going to find books that you can fill bags with that are going to be worth it. Not to mention that sometimes you actually do find $30, $40 books anyway. People miss stuff. But typically, those bag sales aren't going to produce the same amounts. So you may ask yourself, how do I find these library sales? Now, most people know that you go to booksalefinder.com and there's a published list of the upcoming sales by state. Others have tried to use bookssalesfound.com, and this is a site that I actually tried. Did not get out of the trial. I was not impressed, but it advertises itself as a site that would show you sales that are not advertised, and it is a paid site. What I found was that most of the sales listed on there were easily found in another place, whether it was actually Book Sale Finder or whether it was Craigslist. I didn't really find any book sales that were under the radar. My favorite way to do it, go on Google and search for your state public libraries. Print out a list of public libraries and just call the ones within an acceptable distance radius from your house. Just call them up and ask them if they ever do book sales. You'd be surprised how many libraries never advertise, and by doing those cold calls, you can actually find some really awesome book sales that nobody knows about. That is absolutely my favorite way. It's old-fashioned telemarketing style, but the information that you can get from that is a complete advantage over your competition. And lastly, just one more tip. Don't forget about those libraries that have ongoing sales. You have no idea how many libraries have a certain number of shelves, sometimes an entire room full of books that are up for sale. A lot of these are going to be largely untapped, and as you go through there, I mean, I have found some really big home runs from library sales. Some of them are former library books and they sell the same as the other ones. So definitely use your libraries, especially their ongoing sales, as a great store to source it.
Well, that's the first stop today. Went to that library sale, spent about an hour there, and we got a good 56 books. I have noticed that we're getting fewer quality books because of the fee changes, but quite honestly, I'll take that if my ASP goes up. With 56 quality books, that's a fantastic start to the day, and that's one of the benefits of actually going to your library sales. You can get library books in pretty large quantities.
So yeah, that was quick and easy. Now, don't be afraid to travel for these library sales. I am about an hour and 40 minutes away from my home, but that's okay. What I've done is planned a route of various used bookstores, thrift stores, music shops, all on the way back home. So it's not a trip that I made to go to one library. I'm gonna have about 7 or 8 stops tonight. Quick story. While I was at the book sale, I ran into an individual. She was clearly a new seller, and she seemed to be using the seller app and scanning with her camera, and she was visibly starting to get flustered. It was a very competitive book sale, and scanners were flying around all over the place. I stopped and talked to her for just a moment, and it kind of reminded me to bring this point up to you. The first time you go to a book sale, if you're not fully equipped with all of the tools that I described, you are going to be outgunned and outnumbered. Just expect that, but go anyway. It's a great learning experience. You can certainly still find great books, and we can't scan everything at the same time, so you're going to get your shots at it. You're just not going to be as fast, and that's okay. Take your time, learn, and when you're good and ready, make sure you jump into all those tools. FBA scan, your scanner, and especially if you take advantage of those audio triggers and put some sort of headphones or earbuds, you're gonna notice that you're much faster. It becomes a lot more enjoyable when you're winning. So set yourself up to do so. I'm gonna go and visit these other places, and we're gonna fast forward to tonight, show you what I got today.
So here we are, folks. We had a pretty successful day today between the library sale and the other stops that I made on the way back. I've got about 192 books to process for tomorrow. Some of these I'm already in the process of cleaning and de-stickering the price tags off of them. So yeah, between what's up here and what I've already started categorizing into good condition and whatnot, a really successful haul. It was my pleasure to have you come along with me and to help you out with library sales. If you found the video informative or helpful, by all means, please teach the like button and the subscribe button a lesson to support the channel, and I'll talk to you soon.